completed that DC1 mission, successfully exploited, right? Yes, DC1 mission, yes. Are you guys completed that one? Okay. So are you guys submitted that report? Hmm? If you are not submitted yet, please submit it. Okay. All right. So I'm sharing one link in the chat box. Everyone, please download that link. So today we are going to discuss that vulnerability scanners. Okay. So vulnerability assessment scanners. So the big MNCs like Google, Microsoft, and TCS. So they won't allow the third party persons to analyze their websites or internal networks. Instead of that, the internal penetration testers, what they will do, they will pen test their own websites. Okay, they will find the vulnerabilities using the application. These are the vulnerability scanners. Actually, being an ethical hacker or a penetration tester in an organization, if you are getting any project, you should not allowed to perform the vulnerability scanners, because the vulnerability scanners, it will make a request 20 to 40 requests per second. Actually, the maximum request per second is 5 for the websites. So otherwise the websites will got DOS attack. So that's why the clients, they won't accept. Even we also performing some penetration testing, they won't accept any automation tools like vulnerability scanners and SQL map also they won't allow. If you want to perform the SQL injection, perform manual SQL injection only. So they won't allow you the perform to SQL map also. Vulnerability scanners, Zap proxy, and the burp scanners also they won't allow. But it is necessary to know that what are the vulnerability scanners are there, because while you are applying for any organization for a cybersecurity analyst or a security analyst, they will ask you what are the vulnerability assessment tools you know. So you can mention these tools in your resume to get highlighted, so that the interviewer will think, okay, so he knows or she knows these type of tools in the cybersecurity, so he or she are aware of vulnerability scanners and map tools and cybersecurity tools, so we can perform the internal penetration testing also. Getting my point? So it's a very important to learn vulnerability scanners. So you cannot use that one, but it will be helpful to get a job if you clearly explain that what is the purpose of these vulnerability scanners, how we have to use. Okay, simple. So let me share my screen. So here we are using the two tools, that is a Acunetix trial and the Nessus one. So these are the major leading tools for vulnerability assessment. So if you visit the Acunetix website, so we are performing this testphpvulnerab.com. Hope you remember this one. So this website is intentionally designed to scan this one. Okay, they have intentionally designed using the vulnerabilities, SQL injection, CSRF, cross-site scripting. These are the vulnerabilities they have given in this website. So why they have developed this website? So by for using to understand how we have to use the Acunetix tool, they then only they have developed this one test and demonstration site for Acunetix web vulnerability scanner. For only Acunetix web vulnerability scanner only they have developed this website, because you don't have a permission to perform the vulnerability assessment in other websites. Then how can you learn of using that application? So that's why they have developed some dummy website using some known vulnerabilities, so that you can easily understand how to use and how to utilize this Acunetix tool. Okay, so you don't have this Acunetix trailer right now, so they have removed this trial version from the website. So I have downloaded this one. I think it is a 2017 one. Okay, so it's not a latest one, it's a 2017 trial version. So now they are not giving any trial versions, so that's why I have given you the link. So just download the link. After downloading that one, just double tap on this one. So we have some pros on there and cons also there in this Acunetix trial. So here you can scan and can find the vulnerabilities in the trial version, but you won't get the what is the exact remediation. Okay, what is the attack vector, where the attack has been happened. So you won't get the entire path. So suppose just assume if it is a cross-site scripting vulnerability, you won't get where is the particular, what is the input of that cross-site scripting, what is the payload they have been using, because in the trial version you won't get anything. In the premium version they will provide everything. And here the advantages is it will give you this entire report, it will give you Nessus also, it will provide the entire report. And here Acunetix, it will give you the detailed report of each and every vulnerability, what are the scoring system, CVSS scores, everything it will provide. So here you just need to provide the administrator user email and password. So you can give anything. So here I'm using this, it's just a normal, it's running on my local host only. So no need to worry anything. You can give the fake credentials also. Here I'm giving surya@gmail.com and the password is admin@123, admin@123. Then click on next. Okay, click on next, create shortcut, next, install. So this Acunetix trial, this only for the web application. It's not for the network penetration testing or malware analysis, not for anything. Just only for web application scan. It will scan and it will find the vulnerabilities. What are the vulnerabilities are there in a web application? That the thing only it will tell us. So if you want to scan a network like a 192.168, like this is the IP address. If you want to scan the IP address, it's not possible. If you want to scan the internal network, it's not possible. If you want to scan for particular malwares is there or not, it is not possible. This is only for up to web application only. So after just finish, so after that it will open in a new tab in the Edge or something, Chrome, everything. So just refresh the page. So if you're not getting in the search bar, just type Acunetix, open this one. So here you will get the sign in page. After installing the Acunetix, you will get the sign in page. Just log in here with your credentials we have provided earlier, surya@gmail.com, and the password here I'm given, and keep me signed in, login. So this is the dashboard. So go to the dashboard. So is it clear for everyone? The tool, how to install? Anyone have any doubts in the installation? Yes, anyone have any doubts? So okay, if you don't have any doubts, just install this tool and let me know. Is it clear? Guys, I'm asking you, if you have doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, mention no doubts so that I can understand. Yeah, install now. Okay, just log into the dashboard. Okay. So before entering into this scanner, we just want to know one thing, that is a CVSS score. CVSS score. That is a common vulnerability scoring system. So common vulnerability system score will be there. Okay, according to that score only, we are deciding what is the severity of this vulnerability. So if you perform a penetration testing, a vulnerability assessment on a particular website, you have found some vulnerabilities. You know that severity of the vulnerabilities, but client doesn't know the severity of that vulnerability. Suppose you have found that SQL injection vulnerability. For being a cybersecurity professional, you can you know that. So what is the severity of this SQL injection? What will happen? What is the impact of that system? But a client is just a normal developer or an intern. They don't know anything about this SQL injection. What is the impact and what is the severity of this bug and all things. So that's why we are mentioning the CVSS score to let them know what is the severity of that vulnerability. Okay, so the CVSS score has been categorized into four things. The first one is a, so it starts from 0 to 10. Okay, the scoring system will start from the 0 and it ends up to 10.0. So if it is a 0, it is a information level vulnerability. Information level vulnerability. Just to make a note of it, all these things. Then 0.1 to 3.9, it is a low level vulnerability. 4.0 to 6.9, it is a medium level vulnerability. 7.0 to 8.9, it is a high level vulnerability. 9.0 to 10.0, it is a critical level vulnerability. Okay, so this SQL injection is a 9 point, sorry, this SQL injection is a 10.0. The scoring CVS score for this SQL injection is a 10.0. It means it is a critical level vulnerability. Okay, we will mention these type of thing, the scoring system 10.0. So a client will think, okay, so this is a critical level vulnerability, so we have to patch this vulnerability immediately, otherwise our systems will damage. Okay, and we have some versions also there in the CVSS. So CVSS 1.0, CVSS 2.0, CVSS 3.0, CVSS 3.1. So currently the updated version is a CVSS 3.1. So whenever you are making a report of anything, you have to mention the CVSS 3.1 and you have to tell that we are using CVSS 3.1. So what is the difference between all these things? Sometimes you will get, so currently it's a new version also came, that is a CVSS 4.0. Okay, but not all the vulnerabilities have the CVSS 4.0. Only some vulnerabilities having the CVSS 4.0, but it is okay to if you mention the 3.1 or 3.0 also. Then what is the difference between CVSS all these versions? Suppose just assume in the CVSS score, okay, so there is a one medium level vulnerability will be there. Okay, in CVSS 3.1, you don't know whether it is the impact of the vulnerability has been increased or decreased. Sometimes the impact of the vulnerability will increase in the next version, or sometimes the impact of the vulnerability will goes down in the next version. Suppose you have found a store cross-site scripting. Actually, it's a high level vulnerability. But in the CVSS 2.0, if it is a medium level vulnerability, in the CVSS 3.0, it will be a high level vulnerability. So there is a some slight change will be there in the versions. Okay. So like this, you have to tell your client which version of CVSS score you are mentioning in the report. Got my point? And one more thing, you just need to understand that is a CWE. So next one is a common weaknesses and enumeration. CWID. So what are the vulnerabilities you are finding? You just need to mention the CVSS score and you have to mention the CWE ID. So what are the vulnerabilities you have? For every vulnerability, one specific ID will be there. Okay. The government organization, that is a CWE metric. So here the common weaknesses and enumeration, every vulnerability has some specific ID. If you're mentioning that ID, so the client will go to this website and he will get to know what are the in detail thing about the vulnerability. Suppose there is a SQL injection vulnerability is there. So you can mention SQL injection CWE ID. Here you will get what is the SQL injection CWID. That is a CWID 89. Improper neutralization of special elements used in SQL command. So that client will visit this web application. You just need to mention this is the reference and CWID also. So client will visit this one. So what is the description? And he will see the what is the impact of this vulnerability, architecture, design, and the remediation coding will be also there. Okay, so examples and everything will be available here, so that client easily understand how to patch this vulnerability from by mentioning the CWE ID. Got my point? Yes. For every vulnerability we have some specific ID will be there. Yeah. And the next one is CVE. So the common vulnerabilities and exposures. So this one is a, so whatever vulnerability you have found. So suppose you have found a new vulnerability. Okay, just SQL injection vulnerability you got. But if you found that vulnerability in a new method, you will get a one particular ID for finding that a new method. Otherwise, if you find already known method, suppose we will perform the SQL injection using the SQL map only, that is a already known method. For that one, when the first vulnerability has discovered, so you will get that ID. Suppose in the enumeration also we have done something like in the FTP, we got some CVE value. Okay, we got some year and the number. So the CVE always refers with the year they found the vulnerability and the number ID of the vulnerability. So suppose, for example, CVE 2018, sorry, 2019 and 546. So it means the vulnerability has found in the 2019 and the vulnerability number is 546, which means in the year they have found up to here 546 vulnerabilities and this is the 546th vulnerability. So after this also so many vulnerabilities they have found. So for every vulnerability in the year, they will get some specific ID with the year. So like this you will get in the while performing the enumeration, you will get it here. So if you want to mention CW value, you can mention or CVE value, anything you can mention in the report. But if you're mentioning the CW ID for one vulnerability, you have to mention the CW value for the rest of the vulnerabilities. So you have to use only one thing, either it is a CWE or either it is a CVE. Got it? Yes. Anyone have any doubts? What about remaining one? Is it clear? Does anyone have any doubts? Yes. Chushna, Dinesh, Navneet, Raj, Satvika, Sushil, Ash. Anyone have any doubts? Hello, guys, are you there? Okay. Then, so in Acunetix application also, you will get what are the vulnerabilities and what is the score of each and every vulnerability and what is the severity. It will find all the vulnerabilities in a web application. Okay. So we'll back to the application here. So here you can see that. So now you can easily understand. So as of now, it is found zeros high severity vulnerabilities, which means, and one more thing, guys. So this Acunetix style is based on 2017. Okay. In 2017, we don't have this 01. Okay. So it will start from 0 to 3.9. It's a low level vulnerability. For info level vulnerability, 4.0 to medium, it's a high level, medium level vulnerability, critical level vulnerability. So here you will get three types of levels will be there for website. Okay. So level one, it is a low level, low severity. Level two, medium severity. Level three, high severity. So based upon all these vulnerabilities, the Acunetix will give you what is the severity of this website. If you are getting the level one, it is fine. No need to do anything. Just a basic patch will be fine. Medium level vulnerability, you have to take some plan for this one. Level three, so you have to take an immediate action against the website. Okay. So just go back to here. So as of now, we have found zero high level, medium level, low level only. So just go to the targets on your left side. Okay. Go to the targets. So here, create a new target is there, right? Click on this one. So after clicking on this one, here you just need to provide the address. Address in the sense you have to give the vulnerable URL, that is the testphpvulnweb.com. Just copy this website URL, paste it here, and the description mention this testphp. Okay. So after giving all these things, click on add target. So here the thing will be there. So here business criticality will be the normal one is. So mention it is a okay normal. So here the scan speed is four things are there: slower, slow, moderate, fast. If you select the fast, the scan will complete within a half an hour, but you won't get all the vulnerabilities because it will scan the randomly in a website. It will find some what are the vulnerabilities it got. It will show you. Okay. But if you select the moderate scan, it will take a 2 hours of time, minimum 2 hours of time. It will take 1 to 2 hours it will take, and it will give you the 50% of the result. Okay. So it will give you the 50% of the vulnerabilities in a web application. Then slow scan, so it will take nearly 5 hours to 6 hours. Okay. So it will scan entire website and it will give you the 75% of the vulnerabilities in a website. Okay. The fast scan also it will give if the vulnerable, if the website is more vulnerable. But if you select the slower scan, it will take nearly 2 to 3 days of time and it will give you the 95 to 99% of the vulnerabilities in a web application, including info level vulnerabilities, low level vulnerabilities, everything it will get. So here I'm just selecting the moderate scan. Everyone please select the moderate scan only. Okay. So then click on here on your left side top corner, we have a save button is there. Click on save. So the target has been updated successfully. Now what you have to do, you just need to click on the scan button beside of the save button only. Just click on scan. All right. So here you just need to select some options. So scan type is a full scan. Okay. If you mention the full scan, it will perform all the vulnerabilities. It will check all the vulnerabilities, high risk vulnerabilities, everything it will select. But if you select the high risk vulnerabilities, they have categorized some vulnerabilities. Like a high risk means command injection, path traversal, SQL injection, these are only. Okay, if you select this one, it will only check a high risk vulnerabilities only. You won't get the medium level, low level or information level. So if you select cross-site scripting vulnerabilities, it will only scan for the cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. You won't get anything. SQL injection vulnerabilities, it will check only for SQL injection. Like this, you have weak password, it will check only for weak passwords. If you perform the full scan, it will check all these vulnerabilities in a single scan. So every time, just select the single full scan only. Then report. So report format here, we just need to select the OWASP top 10 2017. So what is this OWASP? So OWASP is a open web application security project. So it's like a ISO only. So they will perform the survey for every 3 to 4 years. Okay. And then they will find what are the common vulnerabilities a security professional is facing on a web application. They will make a top 10 of vulnerabilities. So they will perform the survey on the security professionals. So they will give you these are the vulnerables we have faced, and they have categorized it into that top 10 vulnerabilities. So as of now, like we also penetration tester. So what are the, if client asks us, so what is the framework you are using, what is the standardization you are using for performing this web application testing is, so we'll say OWASP top 10 2021. As of now, the current version is OWASP top 10 2021 only. Might this year or next year you will get the latest version of OWASP top 10. So the OWASP top 10 contains the top 10 vulnerabilities. So you have to perform those top 10 vulnerabilities in a web application. If you took any project of web application pen testing, you have to perform the OWASP top 10. Not only for the OWASP web application only. So you have OWASP top 10 for the Android, for API testing. For everything we have a OWASP top 10 will be there. Okay, so here this application, this trial application is up to 2017 only, so that's why we are not getting here the 2021. So select the OWASP top 10 2017. Then here scan type is a schedule, is a instant, future scan, recurrent scan is there. So always select the instant scan only, then create scan. That's it. So it will take a few seconds and it will start the scanning for the vulnerabilities in a web application, and it will tell you what are the vulnerabilities are there. So here you can see that Acunetix threat level 3, which means the website having the severity of high level vulnerabilities. One or more high severity type vulnerabilities have been discovered by the scanner. A malicious user can exploit these vulnerabilities on compromise the backend database on deface your website. It means the Acunetix has found one or more vulnerabilities of high level things. Okay, so we need a immediate action against this website. Okay, within 35 seconds, it has it made a request of 154. So that's why the clients won't accept this type of vulnerability scanners. If you, even if you perform, they will block you. They will block your IP address. So the average response time of your website is 503 milliseconds, and within the 45 locations of the website, it is ping and it is getting information from these 45 locations. So if you go to these vulnerabilities on the stats, scan info, and the vulnerabilities, so here you can see clearly, you can see here what are the vulnerabilities are there. So if it is highlighted in the red color with the notation mark, so this is a high level vulnerability. Okay, so here you can see that one. So one critical level vulnerable, high level vulnerability, 10 medium level vulnerabilities, 2 low level vulnerabilities, and 3 information. Okay, 3 information vulnerability. So just go to this vulnerabilities. So here you can see what are the vulnerabilities are everything. If you click on this vulnerability, you will get the description about the vulnerability. So what is this vulnerability? So here you can see the attack details. So you won't get where is that path. In the trial version, they won't include the path, where is that path, everything. And the impact of the vulnerabilities, application dependent, possibly a remote file inclusion. Okay, remote file inclusion, how to fix this vulnerability. So they have provided the remediation also, and everything, HT access. And here you can see the CVID also they have provided. CVID 16. If I click on this one, here I'll get what is the vulnerability name, everything. So CW category is under category of configuration. This is a misconfiguration. It comes under the misconfigurations, runtime configuration, web references. Okay, it's a high level vulnerability. Got it? Yes. Anyone have any doubts? In the site structure also you can see what are the things are there. Everything you'll get it here. So you can just open the anything, clean database, database connect.php. So it will just show you is there any vulnerabilities are there. Okay. So just create a one scan. So as of now, 3 minutes have done, not even 1% also completed. Okay, it will take a lot of time, but I'll show you how to generate a report also. So just put a one scan here, that test.php right now, and let me know. Then I'll show you how to stop the scan, how to generate a report and all things. Navneet, which scan you have selected? So everyone please select a moderate scan only, then only you'll get. So here you can see that we have got a blind SQL injection vulnerabilities, cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. Okay, Navneet. Okay, so blind SQL, cross-site scripting, SQL injection, everything. So if I open this SQL injection, so I'll get, so in the attack details only you will get in which URL you have the vulnerability. Okay, in which URL you have the vulnerability. So here you can see that they are using the CVSS 3.0 score. Okay, CVSS 3.0. So if you want a detailed information about this vulnerability, just click on here, detailed information. You will get here. So what is the commands they have been using, what are the queries they have using to extract these things. But they won't provide you what is the exact URL. Okay, got it? Okay. So if you go to this scan, 1 second, I'll show you. Oh, so it will take a lot of time to complete this one. So that's why I'm stopping the scan. So if you want to stop the scan, here we have that stop scan button is there. So just click on here, the stop scan, stop it. Okay, so it is aborting the mission. So it is successfully aborted. So you can click on here, the generate report. So here we have on your left side top corner, we have a generate report is there. Click on this generate report. And here you just need to select which report you want. So here we have a developer side report, executive summary, quick CW 2011. According to this only you will get the report. So here also you just need to select the OWASP top 10 2017. Click on OWASP top 10 2017 and generate report. So here it will, you will get in 5 to 10 seconds you will get the generate report option. Download button you will get. Once you get that one you can download here. See here drop down we have a two types of formats is the PDF format and HTML format. So you can use according to your requirement. So I'll show you both the things like how to use the PDF and how to use the HTML. So first I'm downloading the PDF format. Again I'm downloading the HTML format. Okay, so first we will see this PDF how it will look like. So how many, so here I got a 71 pages of the report. Okay, so for manually doing all these report it will take a lot of time, but here we got a within fraction of minutes. So one of the 71 here. So here you can see these are the top 10 vulnerabilities of OWASP top 10. That is the first one, injection. Broken authentication is A2, which means the top second vulnerability. Sensitive data exposure, top 3 vulnerability. So like this. So in the top 1 vulnerability, we got a 19 vulnerabilities. Under the top 1, we got a 19 vulnerabilities. Under the top 2, we got a 1 vulnerability. Under the top 3, we got a 17. Under the top 4, we are not getting anything. Top 5, we got a 3 vulnerabilities. Top 6, 10 vulnerabilities. Top 7, 8 vulnerabilities. 8 is not there. Using components with a known vulnerabilities, top 9 vulnerability, we have a 10 vulnerabilities are there in this section. So like this for everything we are getting this. So you just need to go here, just check what are the base score. So here you can see attack vectors, everything you can see. Blind SQL injection for every vulnerability, how many times it is found, for everything you will get. So in the like normal trial version, you won't get every detailed information, but you will get what are the vulnerabilities are there, so that it will help you to find out in a manual method. So where you have to use this application after performing the manual penetration testing in a website, then only you have to perform the Acunetix vulnerability scan. Otherwise, don't use that one. Okay. So whenever you have completed your manual injection, so if you have any doubts, if you left some vulnerabilities, then only you can perform it. Okay. Got it. And here some disadvantages also will be there. So It is only limited to the web application, and sometimes you will get a false response also, false positive result. Actually, there is no vulnerability will be there in the website like SQL injection vulnerability, but you will get an SQL injection vulnerability is there in this website. So like this, you will get some false positive results, some errors also you will get. Okay, you won't get any detailed information here. So everything will be there here. What is the URL? What is the scan date? What is the duration? What is the profile? Everything. Okay, got it? Is it clear for everyone? So download here we have downloaded this PDF format, and I'll show you this HTML format also. Just simple. If you don't have any PDF openers in your laptop, you can use the HTML view also. Here you will get the same thing only you will get in the HTML also. Okay, the code something code will be different. For this, we have to the application writes a code. Okay, is it clear for everyone how to generate the reports? Yes. Does anyone have any doubts? Okay, generate the report and let me know, guys. Okay, all right. So just make a note of the assignment. So select any some random web applications. Okay, so don't go with Amazon, Flipkart, Google.com like this. Just select your college websites or any particular small schools websites or inter-college websites, some normal websites, just select. Okay, so I need a 10 not 10, okay, 10 vulnerability scanning reports by Monday. Okay, is it clear? So by using the Acunetix, we have to perform the vulnerability assessment on websites. Clear for everyone? Okay. Okay, guys. Does anyone have any doubts in the session? Acunetix scanner, anything else? Any doubts you want to ask me? Clear for everyone? Okay, so if it is a clear, so please try to submit the assignment. So by Monday, and you have to submit the DC1 mission walkthrough also, like a report also you need to submit. Okay. All right, guys. So that's for today's session. In the next session, we will discuss one more tool, that is an SS tool. We will discuss. So in SS tool, we have a wide range of options. Is there network scanning? Everything will be there. Okay. So in the Friday, we will discuss that one. By the by the Friday, you need to submit the 10 web applications. Okay, 10 sites you need to submit. I hope you enjoyed the session. You have learned something new. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone. Mandira, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's completed, Mandira.
Thank you, sir, for the joining. Thank you, guys, for the joining.